What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new year, a new show, and season 7 of the On Purpose podcast, where it's our privilege to show up with you each and every week to exchange stories, ideas, reminders to help you live life with more intention, more purpose, and a new word I thought of, authorship of your life. Right? Writing that new chapter, writing that new part of your life, not just being on autopilot, not just letting it throw what it wants at us, but being an active participant in creating the story we want for this stage of our life. So this year, and then the new year, right? We're in the new year now, always brings a wave of resolutions and challenges and fresh motivation. People are excited, they're inspired, they're ready to get going. And while most of those ideas are well intentioned and many can work, the truth is this, right? The truth is this. Getting started is rarely the problem, right? Getting started on the new diet, the new exercise plan, buying the new piece of fitness equipment, reading the new book with the new ideas is very seldom our problem in seeing progressive change and moving the proverbial needle in our life, right? The problem comes by staying in it, by showing up. And most of us don't quit because our goal wasn't good. We don't quit because our goal wasn't beneficial to us and to our families, that our goal wouldn't push us or challenge us. We quit because we reach a part of the journey where that initial excitement wears off and you haven't quite been at it long enough to see the results, right? You don't look different in the mirror to yourself. Your pant size isn't shorter or less. You're not any faster than you were 3 weeks ago because you're not getting rewarded quick enough. You're not seeing the changes fast enough. We lose interest. We move on to the next thing, or we tell ourselves it's just not meant to be, right? It's not for us. It's for somebody else. It's other people can do this, but not me. And we stop. But the hardest part of any journey, think about your life, the hardest part of everything we've done is very rarely the beginning, and it's very rarely the end. It's the middle, right? It's that in between. It's the place where doubt lives. Can I do this? Am I good enough? Am I strong enough? Oh my gosh, will this ever end? Will I reach the destination? That we allow ourselves to quit. That we take our foot off the gas. That we pivot and go a different direction even though it's not the direction we want it to be in. Right? But here's a crazy thing, and I've thought about this a long time, and I tell myself this all the time, if you were going to quit, you should have quit it at the very beginning. Why get to the middle and quit? You've already endured the pain, the hardship. You struggled, you've grown. Even to get to the middle, there's some kind of growth that's been required to get to that point. If I quit now, all that work behind me is wasted. All that work behind me doesn't mean as much because I didn't see it through. See, the middle is the part where you're going to give your best effort. The middle is the part where you're wondering if anybody else notices, if I can see a difference, does anybody else see a difference, but I got to continue on because you're putting in the work. You're chiseling away at the changes that you sought. And it's that point, the middle, where everybody else is preoccupied, everybody else is doing their own things, that you don't know if anyone's watching. So maybe it's easy to skip a day. Maybe it's easy to skip a meal. Maybe it's easy to fall back to old comfortable habits that didn't have so much pain, didn't have so much opportunity to grow, but they were easier. And when you're faced with that, that's the moment that we get to decide what we stand for. Who are we going to become? Will we find that internal toughness? Will we find the ability to move forward in difficult situations? Or do we retreat to our comfort zone? And we all feel it, right? Every one of us has a point where we will think about quitting. Every one of us has a point where the doubts creep in. It's not, you're not unique in that you think that. I'm not unique in that I have those moments. We all have them. But it's not having those moments or not having those moments that define us. It's what do we do in those moments? What do we do when the doubt creeps in? What do we do when the negative voices pop up? And here's the one thing I always go back to is that little image of is a cartoon, I think, where the guy's chipping away in the gold mine. And he's chipping at the rocks and he puts the hammer down and walks away. He quits. And then the other guy's chipping away and he doesn't even realize he was only like one more chip away from hitting the gold. Right? And I always think of that analogy because what if one more workout gets me to where I want to be? One more call gets me to where I want to be. One more class gets me to where I want to be. I don't know how close I am to the success I've chased. I don't know how close I am to the end of the race that I'm running. But I know this, if I quit, I won't accomplish it. If I stop, there's no chance I get there. And maybe getting there isn't the goal. Maybe getting to the end actually isn't the most important point of the journey. Maybe it's the actual journey, right? Maybe it's the part in the middle that maybe I don't get all the changes I want. Maybe I don't reach the finish line as fast as I wanted, but I had a moment of struggle that I got to share. And we create a friendship or a relationship that's built upon us both pursuing something. Maybe the day you think about shutting down, stopping, is the very day you're going to meet somebody that you would inspire because of your journey. That maybe would inspire you because of their journey. But if we don't show up, we're not even there. The middle is the test. It's easy to start and it's super easy once you see the finish line to get across it. But the middle is the place you earn. The middle is the place you earn how you're going to feel about yourself. You're going to earn the success that's coming to you. Because you're going to answer questions like, can I keep going when the outcome is uncertain? Will I stay committed when a reward's not immediate? Those are big questions in life, right? And quite honestly, as we age and we get more comfortable and we have a lot of the physical things we've always sought in life, it's easy to not even face those questions, to turn away when those questions come up from whatever activity that is, whatever challenge we've accepted, to say, that's another day. We'll do that some other time. And I've been there. Some days I feel like I'm still there. And on those days, I have to go back to the reason I started. I remind myself why I chose the path I'm on. And I trust that as long as I keep moving forward, even if it's slowly, even if I'm not seeing an immediate change, I'm going to end up where I was meant to be. But I can't get to where I'm meant to be if I'm not participating, if I'm not answering those tough questions of can I keep going when it's uncertain? Will I stay committed when a reward isn't immediate? And for me personally, if you listen to the first episode of the year, you know we got a big goal coming up in June, a 100-mile ultra marathon. And I've never been the greatest runner. I've never particularly enjoyed running, but I do like a good challenge. So I know facing me, right, I'm going to have long runs, running through the night, climbing mountains when I'm tired, sleep deprivation to continue to push because it's a new challenge. So I know if that's coming up in the future, I need to train properly. I need to push myself hard now to answer those questions so that the first time I face them isn't in the middle of a competition. Right? That's the point where I keep moving forward because I know I've prepared. And I'm be proud of the effort I put in training, proud of the commitment to answer the tough questions, to show up maybe when I didn't see the results I wanted. And most importantly, I kept the word to myself. I held myself accountable to what I said I wanted to do. So today, wherever you are in your journey, whatever that journey looks like to you, especially if you did what I asked and you shared your big rock from the first episode of this year and you got something to look forward to that's going to require commitment and sacrifice and dedication throughout the year. So wherever you are in the journey towards that, especially now if you're a couple weeks into it and that motivation's starting to fade away and the fun part's going away and now it's just work, stay the course. Trust in the process of becoming good. And remember, the middle is where the story really lives and comes to life. So let's enjoy the hard part together. Share with us your rock. Share with us the journey. Rely on the community around you that we've built that will support you if they know what you're up to. And let's enjoy the process of becoming what we want to become. Thank you all so much for being here. If this message resonated with you, please like, subscribe, share it with somebody else. Continue to help us grow and reach our mission of becoming the most important, not important, I don't even know why I said that, not the most important, the most impactful podcast in the world. That means we make a difference for people, and you make a difference for people. And thank you for being here. Have an awesome week. If you're in the middle, keep working. Keep trusting the process, and you're going to end up right where you're supposed to be. Have a great week, everybody.